Good day to you, ladies and gentlemen. So, as it turns out, in the last episode we did crash. Completely unexpected, but it is what it is, so let's pick up where we left off. Okay, we're in the back, so that's good. And I was gonna wonder, yeah. We see 8 million. The fleet costs us close to, yeah, let's keep 1 million. Let's give him 7,500,000. 7,500,000 to free. What? What? Did they nerf it? Nah. That's messed up. Okay, I'm not gonna take the money back, not a bloody chance. Okay, we gotta go back. Let's take the money back. But only a part of it. Okay, so let's take 6,799,000. 1, 2, 3. Now we got 1 peso, right? Yeah, 1 at 60. And if we give him 7,500,000. What? No, that's not possible. Hold up, something is not right. It should remember the percentage, right? I'm so confused. Why is it free? It makes no sense. How about we take only 800, and then we can leave 1,500,000. 500, 1, 2, 3. This just makes no sense. Okay. Yeah, that's fine, I guess. We gotta do what we gotta do. Check again, 8 million, so that's 7,500,000. 7,500,000, 1, 2, 3. It is what it is. It happens. So that means that this skill will mean a lot, because we got only 3% at the maximum. So yeah, I don't know. Let's take 4,000. Just want to see how much we got it at 4%. What if we give him the bonus 1%? Dude, what the hell? That's so bad. Did I even save? Kind of did. So to an award to then. Logbook. Cash book. So that is 4% here. How about we just take some money, like a doubloon or two. What happens then? Still 4%. That's good. That's very good. November 27th. Huh? Why does it say 4,000? What? Oh. I think I'll let them stay. We are in no dire need for the balloons right now, so it's fine. What can we do? What can we do? We could... Yeah, let's take the silver. We got him. That's so bad. Okay. Get 2 more million. Guess I could leave one more. Guess I could leave more invest there. Or maybe not, maybe not. Yeah, let's not. I probably will though. Just check you. Nothing, what? Do I have anything in the store that I could sell? Nope, nothing. Yeah, this ship also has the cannons in the front. Not the best. I mean, not the cannons, what am I talking about? I meant the sail. There's so many of them. Why is it decreased? What? Yeah, let's just go to the church. Because that's where the main quest is. I came to you regarding an unusual matter, Holy Father. A privateer named Guy Marchias recently presented a very valuable item to your parish. It was a golden pectoral cross with a lazarite embedded in it. Is that true? Oh yes, my son. It is the finest item in our parish. I haven't seen such a magnificence in all my life. But why do you ask, my son? Why are you interested in this cross? Holy Father, I know this won't be to your liking, but this cross was stolen from another parish, and the clergyman was murdered during the act. The man who has presented this item to you is a murderer. We all sin, my son. And murdering a clergyman is a serious accusation. Do you have any proof? From which parish was this cross stolen? Is my word not proof enough? This cross was stolen from the parish in Santiago, and it must be returned. Santiago? Isn't that a Spanish city? My son, you surprise me. Holy Father, everyone is equal before the God. The Spanish are Christians just like us, and disagreements between nations must not affect the believer's feelings. I beg you to return this cross to the Santiago's parish. My son, don't you understand that this cross is a gift from the devoted Christians for our parish? No, my son, I can't do what you ask. Don't you care that the blood was spilled over this cross? The blood of a clergyman, Spanish or not, it doesn't matter. My son, you haven't shown any proof, and I can't blithely take your word for it. The cross will stay in our parish. This is my final decision. Besides, your effort in helping the Spanish in this matter troubles me greatly. So be it. Farewell then, Holy Father. Okay, what are we to do now? Great authority in town to persuade him to pursue the priest. Pressure the priest. We already know who it is. Fatty. He's on our side mostly, so why not? Wait. Oh, it's 28. Can we still buy it? Let me see. Let me see. Ah, nothing. Okay. Ah, marked one. What? I mean Charles. A marked one? What's he on about? A marked one. Okay. Eddie, what the hell are you doing? Is he drinking again, or what's happening? Is he imagining things? The chosen one? What? Marked one. Is he plotting against us? Was there a change in story, or did I never see this? Anyway, good day, Fatty. Pleased to see you. I've come to speak to you about a business. Well, who would doubt that you'd come on business, my friend? Sadly, there is no vodka to offer you at the moment. I drank it all. Oh, that's why, okay. Tell me, what kind of trouble are you in now? A local parish was offered a golden pectoral cross with a lazarite by a certain privateer for the forgiveness of his sins. It's a unique and valuable item. The problem is that this cross was stolen from another parish. Not only that, but a priest was murdered during the robbery. Oh, spotless Theotokos. You don't say. I am representing the robbed parishioners in attempting to return the cross to its rightful owners. A noble deed, and a very pious, trying to curry favor with the Almighty. But the local padre refuses to return it to me, despite all I've told him. I don't get it. How can one calmly place a stolen cross, stained with the blood of the innocent man, in the house of God? That's blasphemy. Well now, technically every consecrated chalice bears the blood of the innocent Christ. But I digress. I take it you want me to assist you. I do. You're quite an influence in Basseterre. You're well respected, so perhaps the priest will heed your admonitions. Charles, have you told our priest the exact story of this stolen cross? Of course. I've appealed to his religious sentiments, to Christian solidarity, to his damned conscience for God's sakes. But he closed his ears. Have you tried any other methods to persuade him? You mean bribing him? I'm not bribing a priest. If he were a banker or a merchant, or even a governor, I would try to solve the issue that way, but not a priest. My dear naive friend, if the priest's ears truly are closed to proclamations of conscience, then surely his hands will be open to the gold, or perhaps the other way around. I'll help you. I think that keeping such a tainted treasure here is bound to cause greater trouble down the road. However, it will require certain expenses, David. He's just trying to steal the money, let's be honest. Why am I not surprised? How much is it this time? Come by tomorrow, Charles. I can't yet name the price, but you shall have that stolen cross, rest assured. Very well, Fatty. I won't bother you any further. See you tomorrow. Ah, man, he's just gonna... How about we do it ourselves? Is that possible? No, it's not. Damn. Okay. Let's sleep until tomorrow. Whoa, not today. Next morning. This quest is rather fast. Oh, I didn't read the first one. Okay, I hope you guys can pause it. Just as promised, I've got the cross. As for the details, oh, forget them. All nonsense forgiven by the shed blood of our precious Savior. What? How much do I owe you? 250 doubloons, not too much. To cover my expenses, and of course, I'd appreciate a little extra for my writer's aid. Aye, Monsieur Ferry, here is your gold. Alright, here is the stone cross. Thank you, Ferry. You can't even imagine how much you've done for me. I'm always glad to help a kind and, more importantly, a generous friend. Drop by more often. Perhaps we'll have some vodka when it arrives from the motherland. Gladly. Okay. Just wonder what will happen. Gotta test this out.
I'm all ears.
Oh, I can't leave it. But it's so expensive, damn. Okay, we're gonna be sailing towards Blue World then. It's a lot of money, but I think it's much cheaper. Could have captured that guy down below, but it's fine. Or maybe should I? I'm kind of debating what to do. I know that I'm gonna have a lot of issues with the Spanish if I decide to go with two battleships. Well, let's go mode. Gotta do it this way. We got him. Take you off because you're needed. Who is not needed? I guess that guy. Yeah. That's fine. Save. It's quite expensive. Dude, 200. That's crazy. Jesus. Yeah, the game is literally forcing you to sail with one ship. It's crazy. Wait a second. By 70%. No. Okay, it doesn't. That's a lie. Yeah, it doesn't. Oh wait, maybe it does. Power 65. I'm gonna check that when we get to the second one. Okay, let's go to 2. Okay, good. We can go. Wait a second. Oh yeah, we can't leave it in the. Does it look like this? The image on the left side is not right. For some reason. What is it gonna say? Yeah, we can't leave it here because the crew is gonna go. Nice. Got 2 million. That's crazy. Maybe it does work. It just doesn't show here because I don't see any ships chasing us. So it probably does work. The Percamina. doesn't. Okay, there's one. Never mind. And we're back again. Let's see what we can do here. Okay, she talks to us immediately. Let's do a big save then. I was gonna be search for someone.
Should we go to your quarters, my brave captain?
Home shores. You know, Charles, I feel like if we came back here in 10 years, everything would look exactly the same as it does now. I kind of doubt that, because I gave the map to Jose. Whoops. Maybe Mary, maybe. The ships of the inner ring will stay afloat, but the people living here will be different. I seriously doubt it. Everything here is held together by nothing but a promise. And the mechanic's genius. What do we get from each one? Experience in repairs, and what about the second path? Honor, yeah, we go for the second one. Screw the honor. And I can... And I can barely remember those who lived on these wrecks 10 or 15 years ago. Only the ones dearest to me. Alan, Eric. I suppose that's just how it is. You can't remember everything and everyone. Even I forget the names and faces from my days in Paris, let alone Gascony. And here I thought that only happened to the old folks. But this place, it's like another world, alright? Can you imagine? Some of those who arrived here not so long ago claimed that time here flows almost 3 times faster than on the mainland. Ha! So how old does that make you then? I was being serious, alright? I have no idea what she's meaning by 2 times alright. And he says alright, dude. But seriously, it's time to get down to business. Is there anyone among the narvals who is older than the Green Spy? No, I don't think so. But I already told you, he didn't say anything when I asked him about it. And yet, I have no other ideas about who could help us make sense of what happened 20 years ago. At least not for now. So we are setting course for the Esmeralda. Okay, I guess we can go to Esmeralda. Is it just like... That might be a bad thing to do. Let me just equip myself. As we should. Oh, Mary is no longer on our ship, it seems. She's here, following us. Still the same. Still the same. What about Leighton? 1000. Interesting. What's wrong with the doors? Shouldn't be blinking like this, what? Is she with us? There she is, nice. Okay, let's go to tavern maybe. Maybe we can talk with some old folks. See, oh my god, what's going on? What's that lag? Never seen that before. Okay. Interesting. Guess we have to go to McDonald. Maybe, what about we visit... I guess it's just a one-line quest, so no reason to turn aside. Maybe I could speak with Richard. Where's Richard? There he is. He's a reasonable old fella. I really want him to join us. That would be so awesome. He's a good carpenter. That's what he said. So, the carpenter is the only thing that you don't wait. Store is closed. What? Wait a second, something ain't right. This is open, however. What happened with Eric?
Miss Simon will eventually come right home.
What about Jürgen? So we know that the store is closed for some reason. That was really weird. Okay, Jürgen is open, but he can't do anything. About her room. Her room is also open. We can't talk with her though. Well, let's go to Donald, I guess. That's our only option. Just save precautionary, you know. What? Oh. Oh, that's why it's closed. Got it. Ah, Charles and Mary, what a meeting. Glad to see you here, alive and well. Haha. In the past month, 2 or 3 ships have wrecked near the outer ring. The sea's damn restless these days. Alright, and don't go barging into a locked door. You'll break the lock. And I will be the one fixing it. You're here to see Donald, right? And a good day to you, friend. To himself. What? Huh? What do you mean to himself? But judging by the locked door, he's either moved to another ship or he doesn't want to see old friends. Neither. Haha. Green Spicy is on the outer ring right now, training. Drills? Really? Is he getting ready for a new war with the Rivados? It never really stopped, Charles. There just haven't been as many brawls lately as there used to be. But still, in Sancho's tavern someone ends up getting punched in the face every now and then. And sometimes the knife gets drawn too. It seems clan members didn't use to show up at the tavern before. Well, a few things have changed since you left the island. Donald and Eddie are managing to keep the people in check, for now. But who knows what tomorrow will bring. That's why old Donnie started all this. I went through all that trouble to stop a massacre on the island just so you could place soldiers here again. And how long has it been hanging around How long has he been hanging around in the outer ring? Drills are all well and good, but won't they put the already shaky truce at risk? And how long has Greenspy been drilling the lads already? Okay, so I think this is just it's the same. It's literally the same. It just depends on what perk you get. First one is experience and charisma. What's the second one? Experience in weapons. I think I like that more. It's been 3 days. He should be back by noon tomorrow. With the way they're scrubbing those muskets over there, they won't have anything left to shoot by tomorrow. Haha.
Should we go to your quarters, my brave captain?
Is my cabin on Kara Smitty still free, or has someone already moved in? It's all just the same as it was the last time you were there. We haven't even unlocked the door. To be honest, we haven't cleaned or oiled the lock all this time either. So if you need to break it, then just say the word.
Should we go to your quarters?
Of course. Thank you,
My
Jurgen.
brave captain.
So, what's our quest? Do we go to the outer ring? Couldn't speak with Donald. He was drilling his clan on the outer ring. It seems Justice Island faces troubled times again. I hope Leighton Dexter has the will and strength to keep things under control. In any case, we must learn what we need quickly and be gone. The last thing I want is to be caught in the crossfire of men fighting over nothing. Green Spy should return tomorrow. We can pass the time waiting Mary's cabin on the Kara Smithy. I don't like that idea. It's just gonna stand there. Weird. Okay, how about we go to Leighton? Maybe we can tell him what's happening. Maybe we can participate in a war. That would be awesome. Like we could be on the pirate side. That'd be sick.
Haggling is better than a fight in a war. What do you say, Captain?
I guess we could sell, let's say 200. That's not bad. Not bad at all. Yes, we got him. We got him. I would really like to be on the pirate side in this conflict. That would be so good. Just eliminate both clans and be done with it. Okay, let's go to her cabin. I have no idea what's gonna happen, so we'll see.
Should we go to your quarters? My brave captain.
And truly everything is just as it was. All my things are right here where I left them. As if I never left at all. This is where you and I first met, Charles, remember? Of course. You handled those two so well, I thought maybe I'd end up in their place myself. It wasn't like that at all, alright? You literally snatched me from the jaws of death. It feels like that meeting was destined for me by fate itself. Do you really think so, darling? Of course, my love. And ever since then I thank her every day for bringing me straight to the Kara Smithy. Charles, tell me, what did you think when you saw me for the first time? Well, all I remember is that when it happened, it felt like my heart was about to burst out of my chest. You were so... Which one? What? Like anyone I've never known before. Your grace, your voice, and that red doublet. I never stood a chance against you, I'll admit. I've always wondered why that exactly. Why the red doublet and not a dress or a shirt or a corset? I found it when I was 9. Out on the outer ring. Back then, I loved wandering there, exploring everything new, finding things you couldn't get on the island, especially books. I was dying to try it on, but at the time, it would have just swallowed me whole. So I hid it, where I kept all my other treasures, in one of the crow's nests, sticking out of the water. Would have just swallowed me whole. Okay, so it was like too big for her. And when it finally suited you, you remembered him. Who's he? What? What are we talking about? You remembered it. Like the suit, is that what we were trying to say, maybe? Yeah, should be it. A few years ago, wandering around the ring, I stumbled upon a book about a dashing captain in a red coat. He feared nothing, fought hundreds of enemies for the love of his life, and he knew no fear. That's when I tried it for the first time. Tried it on. It gives me confidence, and that irresistible charm, darling. But you know what? Right now, there is only one thing I want, to take it off you. So what are you waiting for, my brave captain? Okay, sure. Okay, we gotta speed this up. Yo, chill, dude, yo.
Should we go to your quarters?
What the hell?
My brave captain.
So it was gonna get even worse. Damn, okay, good. At least they stopped it in time. Nice. Good morning, darling. The Narrows have just returned to the Esmeralda and the St. Gabriel, and Donald is with them. I saw him in one of the boats. Alright. Good morning, good morning. To be honest, after a night like that, I'd sleep till noon. But you're already up and about, fluttering around. Yesterday we talked about the doublet and the crow's nests, where I used to hide it. And suddenly I was overwhelmed by longing for those days, when I would hide up there from everyone, just to read books about the wide world and peace. I couldn't help myself and sail there. I used to spend hours up there, but today I just watched the sunrise, and I realized more than anything in the world, I want to be by your side. And I'm with you, Mary. Well, shall we go to Donald? We'll have plenty to talk about, alright? Should we visit that nest? I get a feeling that something might be in that nest. The crow's nest, I mean. Okay, maybe we can visit Yost as well. Maybe he has something good. Oh, why does he stop us, man? Come on, dude. Never asked you anything. Yeah, he's here. Ooh, nice. Buy everything we can. Latin, very good. Is she here? Yeah, she is. Oh, who are you? Good day, sir. Good morning. My name is Charles Demore. We met her. I'm a newcomer here, so I'm getting to know what was... Wait, what? Oh, it's because I never spoke with her. Everything's fine. I mean, they are allowed to do whatever they want. Yeah. I just never spoke with her, it seems. I didn't know that she would be on here. Okay, so there's Donald. But this place, what is this? It was extended for a second. Why is she on this ship? That makes no sense. Charles, Mary, glad to see you. I've already been told about your visit yesterday. I was thinking of stopping by Karasmith myself, but you beat this old man to it. If only I were your age. Well, you've got plenty of energy of your own, and as we have seen it. How did the training go? Better than I expected. We practiced boarding enemy ships, storming the cabins. All in all, we did a fine job. Sure, I pushed the lads pretty hard, but it was good for them. They haven't stretched their legs in ages. Oh, it's been a while. And what, may I ask, inspired you to such feats? Got bored on the island, alright? Right? Should be just right, not alright. I can hear a hint of displeasure in your voice, Charles. I can understand your reasons, of course. Really, Donald. You had to run around these rotten shipwrecks quite a bit, so we wouldn't end up cutting each other's throats. I haven't forgotten that. No one has. And this is how you repaid me for all my efforts. Seems they're right. A true warrior finds no peace in the world. And I have to say I was counting on your good sense far more than on that of the pirates or the Rivados. I think this is the right choice, but I want to see what this one gives us. Experience. Okay. Okay, so stealth. I think stealth is more important. Let me finish. Alright. We managed to keep the peace. Right, we managed to keep this peace, but our differences haven't gone anywhere. At least, not with those black-skinned heathens. Last week, one of the narwhals was killed in a tavern brawl, but we didn't let it slide either. Right, that's exactly how it always begins. You're wrong about two things, Charles. First of all, it isn't starting, it's continuing. If you naively thought you'd put an end to it, you were wrong. And secondly, I'm no saint to turn the other cheek. The blacks have gotten out of hand again, and I don't like it. Neither does Dexter, by the way. But he's decided he's some great politician and prefers to stay above the fray. So after some thought, I've chosen what I think is the most painless way to keep a fragile peace. Did you decide to scare the Revadas with your teachings? A couple of weeks ago, an English galleon with a military cargo washed up to the outer ring. You wouldn't believe what was on board, but the main thing was 50 brand new muskets and some fine gunpowder, and the boats, too. The paint on them hadn't even dried yet. The old ones were falling apart, and after the storms there weren't many boats left in one piece, let me tell you. And all of that became the property of the narwhals. Maybe I wouldn't have shared it with the Admiral, but since he thinks he's the cleverest one around, I don't want to look like a fool either. My plan worked, by the way, so there. Did Black Eddie send you a letter promising he'd stop gutting your men? Black Eddie ordered his black boys to keep quiet. I was worried that in my absence they would get even bolder, but it turned out the exact opposite. The Revadas are sitting tight and keeping their distance, both from my crew and from the townsfolk they used to hassle from time to time. Negroes are Negroes, they only understand strength. That's what Alan used to say. And may his ship sink to the bottom this very instant if he was wrong. And if after a while they start acting up again, will you rain down lead from your new muskets on the Fury and Protector, just to scare them straight? The idea is bold and reckless, but I don't think it will come to that. Maybe we'll just pretend we're planning a raid on their ships, and then Leighton will finally muster his courage to step in. He's gotten a bit full of himself, sure, but the man isn't blind. Destroying either our clan or the blacks isn't in his interest. 3 roughly equal centers of power keep things at least somewhat balanced. If one of them falls, everything goes straight to hell. I'm sure he gets that, but for some reason, it's me who has to do his job for him. I might drop by to see him while we are here, unless, of course, he decides to start one of his sermons in return. I'll try to drop by and talk to him about it when I get a chance. Who knows, maybe he'll listen. I think I'll go with the second one. My parents, Donald. What? Is that like a sentence that Mary's supposed to say? Why is the Donald saying that? I don't quite understand what you want from me, Mary.
Should we go to
Oh, we
your
didn't switch. Okay,
quarters,
that's fine.
my brave captain?
Tell me about them, please. All right? You knew them. I asked you about them once before, but you didn't answer my questions. And that's why you decided to drag Charles here. Haha. You're something else, girl. Strike me down if I'm lying. If I never spoke to you about your father and mother, it's only because I never knew them. That's all.
Should we go to your quarters, my brave
Why does she
captain?
talk every time, man? But you're the oldest the oldest member of our clan, alright? You've been here for as long as I can remember. I arrived on the island just under 20 years ago, already after you were born. You were just a little thing, running and crawling under the tables and stools, giving poor Eric Udate no peace at all. Of course I asked him where such a restless creature had came from. had come from, and he told me that you were born on the island a few years back. He never said a word about your father or mother, and if he did, well, I either didn't remember it or I have forgotten. Damn. So many years have passed.
My brave captain.
I understand, Donald, right? It's a pity Eric isn't with us. He ended up in this place long before I did. By the way, when he used to talk about your latest antics, he often mentioned Aurelie Bertine. That old lady absolutely adored you. I remember that well. Never really wondered about it, but I think she was already on the island when you were born. Maybe she can help you. Aurelie. Maybe.
Should we go to your quarters?
Does he mean Orly? Maybe. A good reason to pay our visit. I can't even remember the last time I stopped by. Didn't turn out too well. Right? I don't think she's upset with you, but don't push her too hard. I heard she's unwell. Wouldn't want anything worse to happen. Quiet, Donald. You'll bring trouble on us. Aurelie will outlive us all, alright? Let's go, Charles. Farewell, Donald. See you soon. Okay, what's this all about? I should visit Dexter, right? I think they mean this. Oh, where'd she go? She become a ghost? What the hell is going on? Damn. Just disappeared. What? She was here a moment ago. Okay, she might be a ghost, guys. Okay, let's try to find her. I think she's an Eva. And they mean Aurelie, not Aurelie. Because I don't think there is such a name in these ships. That must be her. Where's Mary? Whoa. Cecily. Yeah, because we haven't even spoken with her. That's not her. Where could she be? Is that even my quest? Orly Bertine, help Mary. She lived here a long time ago. Oh man. Maybe Tavern? Maybe. I have no idea where else could she be. Old woman. Let's just speak with each one of them. Julianne. And the other one? Natalie. She's the waitress. Okay. See. How about we go to this ship? They're usually in the ships, so I'll find her eventually, I think, hopefully. Florentina. Not here, no one is here. How about Pluto? Who is alive?
There are almost not too long left anymore.
She must be here, right? There she is. She doesn't look that old though. Yeah, she doesn't look old, guys. Oh. Merciful Lord, my heart nearly jumped out of my chest. You can't just go around scaring people like that. Wasn't she in the tavern?
Should we go to your quarters?
Julian, didn't expect to see you here, right? What are you doing here? And where is Aurelie? Okay, we got the spot. And hello to you, Mary. And to you, Charles. Aurelia is ill. Didn't you know? I'm looking after her at Brother Julian's request. He sends me potions and I give them to her, but it doesn't seem like they're helping much. Right now she's in the cabin at the stern, sleeping. I took her there so I could tidy up here. Right now she's in the cabin at the stern. Got it. We only found out today. Donald told us. How is she? I'm just gonna reduce the sound. Not good. She complains of weakness. Barely gets out of bed. Sometimes she mumbles something incoherent. Some nonsense. I've heard so many stories about days long gone that I've lost count. That's exactly the kind of story we have come for. I hope she won't refuse to talk to us. Is this really necessary, Mary? I don't think we should bother her when she's like this. This is about my parents. Aurelia might have known them. It's really important to meet Julian, right? Is there no medicine on the island that could help her get better? Brother Julian makes her tinctures, but they only help for a little while, and even then she refuses to drink them. And I have to practically pour them down her throat by force. Sometimes I'm afraid she might just choke on them. I even have to make her swallow everything. Poor Aurelia. Is there really no one on the island who can help her? You know yourself there is no real doctor here, and what could you do, right? Old age, as they say, spares no one. Jaws, maybe bring someone from our ship along. I'm afraid, Mary, that what we need here isn't a ship surgeon, but a skilled physician. I'm ready to believe in magic right now if it helps, right? Magic. Maybe I should talk to Chimsat. Chimsatu, that black sorcerer. Charles, are you serious? Never better. What? Whether he's black or white is the last thing on my mind right now. I don't know who else can help Aurelia. I doubt you do either. So, just step aside and don't you dare get in my way. More than that, neither Brother Julian's prayers nor any medicine can help Aurelia. Chimsat is our last hope. I think I'm gonna go with this. I don't want to threaten her. I can't believe my ears, but that's a godless man. And this is a dying woman, who is one step away from forgetting her own name. Alright, he's a sorcerer. But I've heard they are capable of all sorts of things. All sorts, right? And if he can bring her mind back, does it really matter now what fate he follows? Charles, listen, I care about Aurelia too. God is my witness. I am doing everything I can to ease her suffering. But are you really going to let that black heretic perform his ritual in this cabin? What if he sets the ship on fire, or decides to sacrifice someone during it? We won't let that happen, Jillian, I assure you. And I assure you both, if anyone finds out about this, do you have any idea what will happen here? The other townsfolk won't like it, and the Narwhals especially. You're right about that. We shouldn't drag Chimsat here. We should take Aurelia to him. You haven't seen her. The old woman can barely stand on her feet. It'll be a miracle if she doesn't fall overboard. Well, sometimes all we can do is hope for a miracle, alright? And Jillian, what else? I hope you will keep this to yourself. You're a smart woman, and you've judged everything right. The unrest on the island could easily turn into bloodshed, and nobody wants that, do they? Not a word to anyone, understood? We have put our trust in you. Don't give us a reason to regret it. I think you realize that if our plan stops being a secret, there will be a bloodbath on the island like nothing we have ever seen. Dude, this isn't exactly the same line. Why is this a choice? Why do you make a choice if it's exactly the same? It makes no sense. It's exactly the same. It's the same sentence but differently said. Alright, but then make sure no one sees you dragging her around to protect her, otherwise I'll have to answer some awkward questions. We won't let that happen. We'll do it at night. Come after midnight, she'll be here, and for God's sakes, be careful. You don't have to worry, Jillian. We'll be extremely careful. She's in the cabin. What if we go to the other side? There is no way out, right? What's this? We can exit. This Mary swim? I have no idea. We're gonna soon find out. Whoa. Okay, so the stern must be this one. It's locked. Great. Okay, we gotta sleep. Maybe I should speak with Dexter, yeah. This is the way. Donald told us to speak with him, so why not? Right?
There's a new admiral, man.
Absolutely nothing. Okay, great. Guess we can go to the tavern. Ooh.
I'm sick of constant storms. The birds have damn near driven me crazy. They've chewed up all the cats and soon they become an
Now, we need Pluto. And I think it's this way, right? No, this way. There she is. Nothing to say, huh? What did she say to see her? Oh my god, it's not written. Great. See her here. Maybe we go to the other side of the ship. But that's gonna do it. Locked. Locked. Guess we can wait for 15 minutes in game. It's gonna be in a few seconds. Maybe. And if not, we can sleep one more day. Yeah, okay. Maybe 5 more seconds. There we go. Interesting. Yeah. This is the right ship. I'm certain of it. There she is. Nice. She doesn't speak at all. Yeah, that's her. Oh, Rayleigh's ready. You can take her. Alright, then let's go. Well, time has passed. How did she get there then? Young people, where are we going? This is a Rivado ship. Where is Eric? Eric made friends with Black Eddie. Didn't you know? What are you saying, boy? Eric can't stand black folks, right? Well, would you look at that? Alright, let's go and ask him what the devil he's doing here then. What? Oh, we are just making her insane, I guess. Come back tomorrow? Then why is it open? Interesting.
The sacrificial stones are painted with
Oh yeah, we haven't spoken with him. But you say nothing. Okay, we gotta speak with you. Well, look who's come to us, Charles de Moore in flesh. Glad to see you, my white brother. Haha, so what brings you here? And hello to you, Edward. I wish I could just stop by for a mug of rum, but I'm afraid I have urgent business with you, or rather, with Chimset. We are forever in your debt, my friend. We'll do everything we can. Right. If that's how it is, because I have no one else left to count on. Which of these ladies do you need help with, Charles? I can't tell if you are being serious or just joking, Edward. But I'm not in the mood for jokes. It's Aurelie who needs help, of course. Eric, show yourself, you old rascal. What's this nonsense? Get your scrawny ass over here right now. Oh man, she's lost her mind. So it's true then. My people told me that this Rex got a screw loose. Now I see they weren't lying. But I still don't quite get what you want from Rivados. Let me talk to Chimset, and you will understand everything. Speak, my dear friend. I'm ready to listen to you carefully. I'll be brief, Chimset. Aurelie has the information Mary and I need, but due to her condition, which, if I understand correctly, is simply a matter of age, we can't get this knowledge from her. I mean, I didn't even ask. How do we know then? Nor can we be sure if it would be accurate. I've heard of wonders, both Indian and African shamans. The wonders of what both Indians and African shamans are capable of. That's why I've came to ask for your help, James said. I hear you, my friend. Shamans possess mysterious and mythical powers, often beyond the understanding of outsiders, even their own kin, let alone the whites. Some call it sorcery, others a miracle. We truly are capable of many things, but no one can make a river flow backwards, nor can anyone stop it either. What do you mean, Jim said? He can't stop the death, that's what he means. I'm talking about the river of time, my friend, or the river of life, whichever you prefer. You see, you're absolutely right. The root of this poor soul illness lies in her years and nothing else. I've heard a little about that. All I know is it's not such a rare problem. You're right. People our age are often carried away to valleys of dreams and sometimes of nightmares. They come back only to leave again, not so much by their own will, but because of mysterious forces pulling them in. As time goes on, the illness grows stronger, until a person no longer remembers themselves or their friends. So there is nothing we can do about it. To drive out the sickness? No, that's beyond me, but there is something else I can do. What exactly? The moment this woman comes to, I'll perform a quick ritual I've prepared for in advance. Will it at least slow the disease down, if not stop it altogether? Not exactly. It will force her to summon every ounce of her strength just to keep her sanity for as long as she can. How long is as long as possible exactly? It doesn't depend on the ritual, but on the person. Some can hold for a week, others for a month. I heard of a man who kept his sanity and memory for almost a year, maybe even longer. And just when everyone thought he would be cured, the sickness returned and took him that very night. Oh damn. An hour will be enough to learn what we need. When can you perform the ritual, Jim said. I'll take the woman right now, bring her down to the hole. There is a sanctuary set up there, just for the things like this. After that, it all depends on when she comes back to her senses, but I think we'll be done by morning. Then I won't get in your way, and may your God, Jim said, help you. Zicomo, help me take the white woman to the hole. There's a hole protector, that's crazy. Okay, we'll let it go then. Speak. Where is the hole? Did he say to wait until the night? Man, there's nothing being written. What's that? Oh yeah. Guess we should return in the morning, maybe? Whoa. Oh yeah, I can just sleep. That's fine. Sleep until the morning. No, there we go. Nice. No words. Oh, I didn't speak with him, yeah.
Maybe I can help you.
You worked out, white brother. We managed to. Oh, Charles Demore, I had no idea you and Mary were back on the island. What a wonderful surprise. Jim said, thank you. I don't even know how to thank you. Well, would you look at that, Jim said. Pulled it off. I never doubted you for a second. Now let's go with this. All the Rivados are forever in your debt, my friend. The doors of the Protector are always open to you. I hope I won't have the trouble. I won't have to trouble you any further. Mary, Aurelie, we need to get back to the Pluto. I can't even remember how I left my cabin at this age. My memory is just gone to hell. 20 minutes have passed. Well, young lady, what brings you to my cabin? Aurelie, I asked her to tidy up here while you were away. No need for you to strain your back with those bad knees. Clean up, you. Jillian, thank you for your work. Whispering, we did it. Jim said, pulled it off. It can't be. As you can see, now please, let us talk. Well, young people, thank you for escorting an old lady. I'm afraid soon I won't be able to go outside at all. My poor legs. My legs. If you don't mind, Aurelie. It is Aurelie, you see. We'll stay with you for just a little while. Mary and I have some very important business with you. If I don't have to drag myself onto the open ship again, onto another ship again, I'll help however I can. I'm listening. Man, this quest is long. Nothing is really happening. That's really not a good way to write it. Okay. Aurelie, I want you to tell me about my parents and about the day I was born. It happened here on the island, right? Donald says it did, but he wasn't even here back then. So he can't really know for sure, but you've lived here much longer than he has, alright? For more than 20 years, haven't you? Easy, girl. Don't talk so fast, please. And I can't keep up with you. Alright, I get it. Okay, let's go over it one more time. Oh my god. Don't worry, Mary. I'm not that old just yet. Okay, I heard what you said. But since I really have lived on the island longer than anyone, I hope you will treat my age with a bit of respect and understanding. Of course, Aurelie. How could you ever think otherwise?
My brave captain.
I look at the youth these days and no. We never acted like that with our elders. But that doesn't apply to you, of course. I just wanted to say it will be easier if I answer your questions one at a time. Okay, then just go. Right and all at once. I understand, Aurelie. Oh my god, whatever you wish, alright. So you were on the island when I was born. If it happened here, of course. I ended up on the island in 1633. And sometimes that day still haunts me in my nightmares. The storm, our reprisal, the flute my husband and I were sailing on, the Florida, was tossed about by the waves, ready to capsize at any moment. And we were reciting every prayer we knew and making up new ones. And then a crack and... So we ended up here 5 years before I was born, right?
My brave captain.
Something like that. Back then, things were a bit different here. The San Geronimo was still afloat. The outer ring of ships was maybe half as small, if not twice. And that's still far from all the ships that remain above the water. Let me tell you, young people, if you ever look down on the clear day, you will be shocked at how many shipwrecks lie down there. I mean, yeah, we've seen them. You're interested in the ship my parents arrived on, with me or without me. With you, girl, with you. So I was born on the mainland after all. No, I meant with you in a slightly different way. You were in your mother's belly and were born a week later. Do you find this funny, Aurelie? You haven't lost your sense of humor over the years, Aurelie. Well, I laugh at myself much more often than at the others. Sorry, Mary, I didn't mean to hurt your feelings. It's alright, Aurelie. Please go on, alright? What happened to my parents after I was born? Afterwards. Oh, my dear, the fact that both of them even survived until then is nothing short of a miracle. What a terrible storm raged that June night. When come morning the boat brought your mother to the inner ring, hardly anyone could believe their eyes at first, that a woman about to give birth had survived such a dreadful shipwreck. Poor Teresa. I remember it like it was yesterday. Oh, she knows her name. Teresa. Was that her name? Yes, that's how she introduced herself. And that was almost all she ever said. By the end of the day she slipped into a fever and stayed that way right up until the birth. No one was sure she would survive, and even more so, everyone doubted that the child would be born alive. After all, she had been through. But Teresa made it. She made it. And then she passed away. May God rest her soul. Damn, man, that's sad. Mother died, and I was left with my father. But then why did everyone say that I was raised by Eric Udet and... Mary, darling, I asked you. Don't overwhelm me with so many questions. Sorry, Aurelie. I got carried away, alright. My father, he survived the shipwreck too, didn't he? Your father, you know. There's not much I can say about your father except that I won't wish a dad like him on anyone. Just a few days after you were born, he vanished, leaving you to fend for yourself. You were lucky Eric had such a kind and gentle heart, soft as a biscuit soaked in a mug of grog. At least tell me his name. Oh no. Oh, was it Jeffrey or John? If only I could remember. So you don't remember, right, Orly? Are you doubting my words, young man? Quite, Orly. Easy now. I didn't mean to offend you. It just seems to me that you remember those days rather well, that's all. I have no doubts, Orly. I'm just trying to remember all the details. Trying to make you remember. That's all. But all this confusion does make things a bit more complicated. Memory is a fickle lady, Jaws, quite selective, especially after all these years. It's hard to forget Teresa. I watched her suffering all week. Oh, how sorry I felt for her. Her husband, wasn't he with her? Very rarely. He was gone most of the week, searching for medicines and potions. Oh, that explains it. That's why he was gone. Which were in short supply on the island back then, so he must have been a good husband if he tried to help his wife. He may have been a good husband, right? I never claimed otherwise. Let me point that out. Don't try to twist my words, boy. And I never even thought of such a thing, I swear, Orly. It's just obvious you don't think very highly of him. And the fact that you don't even remember his name. I caught a glimpse of that man. Almost just a shadow, in the darkness of Kare's smithy cabin, where her Jürgen lives now. He only came at night, and I barely remember his face. As for his name, no one ever called him by his first name, only by his last, Casper. Casper this, Casper that. I understand you, Orly. So Mary was born, and a few days later he vanished without a trace. Was he killed? That's a tricky question, young man. You see, it's rather hard to keep anything secret in this place. Everyone is always watching. Whenever there is another quarrel, even inside the ships, the whole island knows about it by the next day. No wonder. Bodies of the murdered are not always found. The seasoned ones sink them, tying cannonballs or stones to their arms and legs, or wrapping them with chain shot. And the crabs at the bottom finish the job. Still, the victim's belongings resurface sooner or later, one way or another. From the bottom, of course not. I meant, did they just catch your eye? A ring, a pistol, with an engraving, a ceremonial saber? People rarely ask questions about those. You can't bring the person back, and no one wants any more trouble than they've already got. Did Jeffrey or John Casper have any distinctive belongings? Charles, God be with you. I can't even remember his name, and you're asking me questions like that. If anything did happen, I never heard talk of that thing ending up with anyone else on the island. What thing? Back then I was working as a tavern maid, and hardly any gossips slipped past me, but that doesn't mean I knew absolutely everything. When people say someone disappeared without a trace, they usually mean they've been killed. But Mr. Casper's case, you clearly aren't so sure about that. Just saying that it disappeared doesn't necessarily mean dead. Especially in those days, when tartans full of smugglers and fences sailed regularly between the island and Cuba. You know, I can't remember his face, but his eyes. That was the look of a man who never got lost anywhere, or at least he truly believed that himself. Tartans. Nothing is impossible. If we knew his name, we could check the colonial archives from those years, but it would be much easier if we had a type. We had to type in the name of the ship he arrived on. And why are you looking at me, young man? Do you think I will remember that? We hope so, early, considering how much you've already told us. Let's go hope so. Maybe you want to ask how many cannons she had and what caliber they were. My dear, do you have any idea how many ships have perished here over the years? And you think I remember them all? Besides, only a handful of people survived from the ship. She barely lasted a day on the surface, you know. I see. Well, that makes sense. It's been 20 years. Thank you for at least remembering what we were told. I hope you're not joking and not trying to make fun of an old woman whose memory is full of holes. Not at all, Early. You really did help us out. A lot. Get well soon. Well, we'll be on our way. So what now? Guess we go to Cuba. Is that it?
Should we go to your quarters?
So Teresa,
My brave
that was her name,
captain.
my poor mother. Right. Well, at least we know where you get all that strength and stubbornness from. A pregnant woman on the sinking ship, just thinking about it gives me chills. But what was she doing in that state on this ship, Charles? Oh, that's a good question, yeah. You'd have to be mad to even think of doing something like that. Only your father can answer that question. John, Jack, Jacob, Jasper, Jordan. Are you trying to remember every English name that starts with J? Aurelia only mentioned Joffrey and John. Maybe she just didn't remember the rest like I did. You know, age and all that. Charles, you think? I won't trust her memory entirely right now, but even so, we'll have to dig up not just the colonial, but the Navy archives from 1638. And that's much harder. She said 1633. Oh, 5 years later, yeah. Those records are classified, especially when it comes to officers, and I highly doubt that any ordinary sailor would be allowed to sneak his wife aboard. That's quite right, but maybe he was a pirate. On the other hand, it's much easier to find information about an officer than about an ordinary sailor. If you know the name of the ship, or its full name, and not just Jeffrey or John, or it was Jack, that's if we are lucky, and the ship was a Navy vessel. Merchants keep their crew lists in a far worse shape. But what should we do then, Charles? Talk to Aurelia again. We've already gotten everything we could know out of her, don't you think? Not with Aurelia, with Donald. And how is he supposed to help us? he said himself that in 1638 he was nowhere near the island of Justice, right? But there were other narwhals here, right? I don't really get what you're getting at. You will see, darling, you will see. There is still one more thread we can pull. Let's go. What's the thread? Is it Jurgen? Or... oh god. Okay, guess we're gonna nag him again. This way.
Don't move a muscle.
Okay. Oh, it's you again. So, how are your searches going? Hello, Donald. Could be better. For now, what does each do? Experience and stealth. The other one, what's the other one? Probably, if I was to guess what? Come on. If I was to guess, I would say charisma, right? It's always like that. Yeah, of course. Let's go with the first one then. For now, we are wandering as if in this cave of secrets and mysteries. But I feel the way out is close, right? I'm glad to hear that, honestly. But you both need something from me, right? Again, don't you? What have you managed to find out? Mary was born here on the island in June of 1638. Her mother, Teresa, died right after her giving her birth. Her father, a man by the name of Casper, vanished without a trace just days after Mary was born. All we know about him is that his name starts with a J. Some say he didn't end up as a crab food in the local shallows. Some say we just spoke with one person, but left the island on one of the smuggler's tartans. And left your daughter. His daughter, man, come on. That's a strange thing to do. That's right, but no one expects this. No one except this very Mr. J can explain it. And you think he's still alive? Is that why you're looking for him? Not just for that, we want to know who he was, how he lived. It's very important to Mary. I see. And I'm sorry I can't help you with anything. Actually, you can. Tell me, the narwhals do keep some sort of record of ships lost at the island, don't they? I'm not quite sure what you mean, Charles. Green spy. Don't forget, you're still warming that chair only because of me. So do me a favor, don't test my patience. I'm sure you understand, Donald, and for the sake of our friendship, you won't try to dodge the question. Ships occasionally wash up on the outer ring. Some sink right away. Others stay afloat for a while. They get searched, and everything valuable is stripped from them. I don't know about the Revados, but I doubt that the narwhals fight over every trinket they find on board. Most likely everything goes into a common pool. Then they make a full inventory, and only after that do they receive the loot. They divide the loot. You're not stupid, Charles, unlike many people here. Alright, that's pretty much how it goes. Personally, I can't stand all this paperwork, but it was done back in Alan Milro's days, and even by those who led the Narwhal clan before him. We keep those records, and more than that, we even log the ships. The Derivados or pirates reached first. But in those cases, of course, we have no idea who or what was on board. Judging by the fact that Mary's parents were brought to the Care Smithy after the shipwreck, it was narwhals who found their ship, which means there should be a record of it. Maybe so, I can't say for sure, and I never will. Now I don't understand what you mean, Donald. Logs of the lost ships. When Leighton Dexter became Admiral after Dodson left, he took those documents from us. Just took it and confiscated it, and you didn't object. Well, first of all, he was polite enough. Second, he promised to return them soon. And third, why the hell would I care about those papers? Not most useless notes, right? I'm telling you, it's just a tradition. Mainly to keep our clan from tearing each other's throats out over loot from the ships. A vessel washes up, we strip it from everything we can, make a list, split some of it, stash the rest in our holds. That's all there is to it. Why clutter up the cupboards? Now there is a bit more space in them. I suppose I should even thank the Admiral for that. Alright, got it. Then we're setting course for San Augustine. Maybe we'll drop by to see you again, Donald. God, there's so much text, man. We're just running from one place to another. This is not how you make a quest, buddy. Not at all. I get we are searching for a secret, but like... it could be done slightly better, I think. Okay, let's go in, speak with Admiral again. Damn, I need some water, hold up. I just paused the game. Okay, we're back. That's much better. Speak with Leighton. Ah, Charles, come in, come in. Are you here doing business, my friend? Or just stopping by to say hello? This time it's business. Let's just say it's personal. And important enough for you, judging by how worked up you look. Really more like tired, if you ask me. I've had to wander your domain quite a bit these past few days. My joints are starting to complain, and here I was, foolish enough to think that only old men like you had to deal with that. Just a bit of breath, that's all. You see, I don't just sit in a chair all day, but you, I see, can barely stand on your feet anymore. I'm joking. And did you ever wonder why I'm glued to this chair, huh? You know, your whole outlook can change when you realize you can't buy your health, not even for a little riches on this land. Funny, that's exactly what I came here to talk about. About my health? No, about the riches of the land. Or to be a bit more precise, about their inventory. And to be completely precise, about the ledgers that contain those inventories. Charles, I'm not quite following you. Right? Not so long ago, you took the logs of the ships stranded on the island from the narvals. So that fool Green Spy actually sent you after them. What a nerve. Not at all, Leighton. Donald has nothing to do with it. I came to him with this question, and he sent me to you. But your reaction, I must admit, amused me. Care to share why you need the narval records? Why not tell me then? As you might have guessed, I couldn't care less about the ships themselves, and honestly I don't care much about the treasures packed in the holes either. There is enough here for everyone. As long as you don't get greedy, that's how I see it. What really interests me is the weapons, muskets, sabers, cannons, in the end. Alright, those clever ones even take those sometimes. The empty-headed blacks aren't smart enough for that, but the narwhals, and you decide to see just how ready the people of the Green Spy are for a new round of conflict. And to hint that me and my crew are keeping our eyes open. The message is pretty clear, but considering the circus Donald put on with those drills, I wouldn't be surprised if he has decided I'm after his money. Yeah, I can see things aren't exactly going the way you hoped. And what about Rivados? Is Black Eddie causing you any trouble? Rivados, Eddie, Wild Blacks. No wonder Shark hated them so much. So it brings you pleasure. That's just it, no. Curse me if I lie. The black-skinned ones have gone quiet. Holed up on their ships. So what the hell is bothering you, then, Leighton? How do I even explain this to you, Charles? You see, it's like the wind on the open sea. Sometimes it's gentle, sometimes it's strong, and sometimes it turns into a real storm. But one way or another, the wind moves the ships forward, and the good captain knows how to harness it. A gentle breeze is always better than a raging storm. Alright. But sometimes, why is it alright? Just say right. Right, but sometimes there is just no wind at all. That calm. There is nothing any skipper can do about it. You just sit on the quarterdeck, stare at the water, and wonder what the hell is going to happen next. It's the same with Eddie and his pal Chimset. They're up to something. I can feel it in my bones, and it's no good, I swear by thunder. Maybe you should get off your backside and have a face-to-face talk with Edward. Or better yet, get the three of you together, bring Donald along too, and have an honest conversation. That's a far better idea than drawing the island in blood all over again. What do you mean again? It never happened. I would love it to happen. I would love to participate in it. But alright, let's get back to why I came here. So you're interested in the Narwhal's treasures, am I right? What were you hoping to find there? I'm interested in a list of ships lost here, specifically for the year 1638. The thing is, we're trying to find information about Mary's parents. Her mother is more or less accounted for, but the same can't be said about her father. The details about him are quite vague. We don't even know his name, and the only clue we have is the name of the ship that wrecked on the outer ring in the June of 1638. Do we have the name, do we? A noble cause. I myself once tormented myself with the thoughts of who my own father was, but I'm afraid I can't help you. And why is that, if you don't mind me asking? No secrets from you, Charles. It's not about me at all. It's about Donald. He only gave me the papers from 1651 and onwards. I asked about the older records, at least from the previous decade, and he told me that there were no other documents. That's all he inherited from Alan Milrow in this regard, or so he said. I don't think he had any reason to lie. I think so too, my friend. Considering he handed me the new records without a single question. In fact, it seemed to me that he was even somewhat glad to get rid of that junk. Who knows, maybe Milrow just got rid of the papers from decades past, burned them, or maybe... No, that can't be.
Should we go to your
No, that can't be.
quarters?
Alan would
My
never
brave
do
captain.
something like that. Why are you sure about that, Mary? I always thought that he was more the knife and axe type than all that bureaucracy. Surprised he could even read, right? I don't know. He treated every record about the island with great care. He saw them as a part of its history, and history, not just of this place, was Alan's true passion, right? He studied every historical documented book he could get his hands on. Sometimes I thought he'd make a much better scholar than a fighter. Once I even told him so. Maybe he really should have chosen glasses, paper, and a quill over the sword and pistol. Who knows? He might still be pacing the rotten decks of those ships. But if Milrow was such a lover of archives, then where did he put those records? Let's say he could have spilled ink on the sheet by accident. But there were dozens, if not hundreds of them, right? I only know that he guarded those papers more carefully than his own life. Maybe someone stole them, or perhaps he gave them to someone himself. Stolen. Who would need information about ships that were gutted from the quarterdeck to keel ages ago? Gave it away, that's much more likely. But to whom and for what? To some other history buff. I agree with Charles. I have no idea who else could possibly... Oh, I know. The Bodencourt, whatever his name is. I have no idea who could possibly want those ancient scribbles. Someone needed them, though. I'll have to give it some thought. Alright, Layton. We won't keep you any longer. We'll meet again. I know who it has to be. I know. I'll go into historians. Yeah. He mentioned some history before. It must be him. It has to be. This one. There he is. Let's go. What did I say? Antonio, yeah. Charles, I'm glad to see you again. How are things with Mary? And we're glad to see you too, Antonio. But how things turn out for us, that will depend on you. An intriguing way to start a conversation, I must admit, and a little unsettling, judging by the looks of your faces. Don't be scared, Antonio, it's not your fault. We're just a bit tired of running around these cracking shipwrecks, and it's a stifling day, don't you think? Isn't giving us any extra strength? Yeah, that's fine. Alright. A gentle breeze would be just perfect. Right, just a gentle one, dude. Alright and right are mixed. Why do you say alright when it should be right? Right now. So what can I do for you? You see, Mary and I started an investigation to shed some light on what happened 20 years ago. Sounds intriguing. And what is it about, exactly? My parents, Antonio. Charles and I are trying to find out who they were, and what happened to them. My mother died in a childbirth. We already figured that out. But things with my father, is he running, aren't so simple. What year were you born? Remind me. 1638 June. I was only 12 back then, Mary. I don't really remember those days all that well. Some memories do flash through my mind now, of course, but honestly it's a bit hard to piece them all together. I'm sorry, but I doubt I can help you. We don't quite need that from you, Antonio, but if you remember anything about the day Mary was born, we'd be very grateful. Then how can I help you, Charles? You told me that you were interested in history, not just the world history, but the islands in particular. It's true. I read every book I could find, studied every manuscript I could get my hands on. It's the manuscripts we're talking about. Damn man, my neck hurts. Besides you, there was only one other person on the island who was just as passionate about history as you were. Alan Milrow, alright. We talked about it back then, when he wasn't busy drawing up plans to wipe out the Rivadians. And later, the pirates too. He was a clever guy, with some remarkable talents. No doubt about it. The lad was something else. He had something that might help us. And it's of no practical use to anyone on Justice Island except for the two of you. Ship logs from vessels wrecked near the island. with the descriptions of cargo and valuables salvaged from them, and maybe even the names of the passengers. That's right, so you saw them. Not only did I see them, I copied the information they contained into my own notes. Nice. During one of our conversations, he happened to mention the existence of those journals, and I asked him for them to study. I'm trying to put together something like a Chronicles of Justice Island, and those records were a great help to me. Alan was thrilled with my idea to write the history of this place. True, he didn't give me all the records, keeping the ones from 1650s for himself, but at the time, the rest was enough for me. Those records from 1638 are there.
My brave captain.
Are there, right? Please tell me they are there, right?
At last.
I've got the whole stack of those logs, starting all the way from the 1620s. Nice. That's when, according to Alan, they first started keeping those records, and yes, 1638 is there too, Mary. Let us take a look at them. Doesn't look like I have a choice. Hold on, they're all here, in the bottom drawer of my cabinet. Of this cabinet. Okay, we cannot move. Okay, nice. Please, make yourself comfortable. Take a look around. That's exactly what we'll do. Oh god, it's a big document, probably. No, it's not. 15 June, Brig Wrangler, a ship of His Majesty King Charles I, driven ashore on the southeast side of the outer ring, salvaged from the wreck. 15 sacks of Scotch ale, cask of fresh water, 17 crates of provisions, 3 guns, 16 powders, 18 muskets, 39 pieces of edged weapons, 4 crates of ammunition, 15 rolls of canvas. From survivors, Joshua Casper, he's a captain. Anthony Young, Peter Friedrichs. Anthony Young, Peter Friedrichs. This name sounds familiar. Friedrichs. Who was that? Anthony Young. 4 survivors. Anthony Young, Peter Friedrichs. Brig Wrangler, a ship of His Majesty. So he was an English naval officer. Joshua Casper. Joshua. Oh, no way it's the Leadbeater. There is no way, man. Joshua. Hold up. Chronicles. Captain Butcher. That's not it. The Masked Man. Joshua. Yeah, he has no last name. There is no way that the two of them are the same person. There is no way. Here, Charles. Look, alright? Joshua and Teresa Casper. I can't believe it. We did it. We really did it. And the ship's name is the Wrangler. Now we can find out everything about my father. Who he was. How he ended up here. I'm afraid, Mary, you're rushing things. It might not be as simple as it seems. His Majesty's ship. We'll have to think about who could help us get information from the Royal Navy archives. Who could help us? Loxley. Let's think, and we'll get it, Charles. The hardest part is already behind us. Maybe it also makes sense to talk to Mr. Yang and Mr. Friedrich. However, I don't recall anyone by those names on the islands. Because they're not here, Charles. Those two died the very next night after they were rescued along with the Caspers. Damn, man. Curious, the pregnant woman lived for another week, while 2 sailors from the Royal Navy died suddenly. That is quite weird, yeah. They were already bad, as I recall. Now I remember, Charles. I was actually nearby the Kara Smithy when they were brought aboard. Alright, I was on Esmeralda with Aurelie Bertine, I think. And Chimset was there too, the shaman of those black heathens. For some reason he came to the shop. At first I thought those two sailors were already dead, but they only died a day later. Well, nothing we can do about it. But we have already learned quite a lot. Thank you for your help, Antonio. I'm not involved in this, Jaws. It's all Alan. It's his doing. Hardly any of those cuirassiers could have grasped the true value of those records. After all, it's documents like these that let us piece history back together. I hope that one day Mary and I will read your chronicles, mate. Here's your journal. Don't lose it. Well, it's time for us to go. Maybe we'll meet again, my friend. So where do we go then? Who is the oldest that we haven't spoken to? I'm gonna try everyone, every unique character. Screw it. Oh, no way, wait. There is no way that the drone guy is gonna help us. I kinda doubt it, but I gotta see. No, okay, that's right. Okay, let's check the unique characters in the Rivados territory. How do we get to them? This way, right? Yeah. I'm missing something. Chimset was there, they said that. Yeah, it's him. Good to see you again, my friend. What brings you here? With a request, Chimset, or rather with a question. Ask your question or make your request. I'll do everything I can to help you. Alright, how long have you been living on the island? Decades and decades, my friend. I ended up here as a child. Oh, he's over this. But already sharp-witted, aboard a slave ship. My story isn't much different from many others you've heard here. A squall, a shipwreck, the English galleon I was locked in didn't even make it to the outer ring, splitting in two after crashing against one of the reefs, and waves drew her onto. How did you survive? The reefs are quite far from the outer ring, and making it here through stormy waves is, let's be honest, not an easy feat. The gods were on my side that night. I managed to break free from my shackles, and then grabbed hold of a piece of what used to be a boat. I had a tribesman with me, Asana. Together we fought the waves until we passed out from exhaustion. He washed up on one of the ships. Yeah, we crawled onto the hole. In the hole, and that's where I passed out again. I was so weak. I came to when Asana started screaming. She was being torn apart by a giant crab, damn man, that had climbed onto the same ship we had washed up on. And I just stood there watching, knowing I'd be next, frozen with fear and helpless. I couldn't move an inch. Damn man, that's crazy. You could have tried to help your friend, but then we wouldn't be talking right now, would we? So how did you get away? You're lucky he didn't start with you, Jim said. So how did you escape? Asana's screams were heard by few Rivados, who have come out to scavenge the holds of the ships after the latest hurricane. They surrounded the beast and killed it. There was nothing anyone could do for Asana, but I was much luckier. That's how I ended up here. But now it's your turn, my friend. Why did you want to know all this? Actually, Chimp said I was going to ask you not how you ended up here, but when it happened. By calendar, it was the year 1623, late summer. I can't be any more precise than that. That's not necessary. So, in 1638, you've already been on the island for 15 years. Looks like it, my friend. In the June of that year, the hurricane drove the brig Wrangler onto the outer ring, a ship of His Majesty King Charles I fleet. Only 4 of the crew survived, among them Mary's parents, Joshua and Teresa Casper. Alright, I remember that, my friend. So we could have just asked him. Oh my god. We could have just asked him. Oh my god, all that running. So pointless. Vaguely, as if though fogged, but I do remember. You really remember? Tell me then. I can't say much. 4 people, an officer, his wife, and 2 sailors. The woman was pregnant, and those who rescued them thought she wouldn't live till the morning, but she turned out to be strong as a lioness. While the 2 sailors left this world in less than a day, I saw them. They were weak, but still had enough life left in them. Are you suggesting they were killed? If that's so, then there were no witnesses to it, nor any wounds on their bodies, my friend. You said officer, right? Was my father really an officer? It says captain. He was wearing an officer's uniform. That's probably the only thing I remember when I try to recall what he looked like. If he was an officer, then he couldn't have worn anything else. I doubt his wardrobe was all that varied. Maybe you remembered any details, Jim said. Any distinguishing features. Say a scar on his face, or maybe some other injury. I don't remember much, my friend. His face was almost faded from my memory. Has almost faded. It's been 20 years. But his gaze, that I remember all too well. I spoke with this man only once, but the look in his grey eyes, just like Mary's, I'll never forget. There was despair in them, fear like a cornered antelope, and at the same time a fury and resolve worthy of a lion. You talked to me, right? About what? It happened a few hours before you were born. He came here to the Protector and demanded to see me. The leader of Ivados, Mogedi, was stunned by his audacity. But I suddenly found myself intrigued by this man. When he stood before me, he fell to his knees and begged to see his wife. Someone in the short time they were here had managed to tell him about me. I agreed, even though Mogedi objected. So I owe you my life, right? There is no point in lying. We managed to reach your mother, but it was too late. The Narwhals refused to let me onto Kara's smithy. Your father managed to persuade them, but I saw poor Teresa, only as she was drawing her last breath. She gave birth to you, and if I hadn't arrived sooner, maybe I could have saved her. If I had arrived sooner. Mother is dead, right? Alas.
My brave captain.
She looked at you, drew her last breath, but before that, as if gathering her strength, she called out for someone named Rupert. She shouted his name at the top of her lungs, as if calling for help, and then she died. Rupert, not Joshua. While I was telling you this, my friend, it felt like I was reliving that moment all over again. I'll never forget it. Neither her dying scream nor her face twisted in pain. And yes, the last thing that escaped her lips was Rupert. Was she beautiful, my mother? Can you describe what she looked like, Jim said. There is no point, Mary. All you have to do is look in the mirror. You and she are like 2 peas in the pod. Only that piercing gaze you inherited from your father.
Should we go to your quarters?
And what about
My
him?
brave
What
captain.
happened to him? We managed to find out that just a few days after I was born he vanished without a trace, right? But he wasn't killed, was he? As soon as he was told that Teresa was dying, Joshua fled into a real rage. I swear even lions in the savannah never attacked their prey with a fury your father showed when he went after those narwhals who wouldn't let me on the flute. It took half a dozen men to restrain him, and that was after he had thrown up 2 clan fighters into water, armor and all.
Should we go
And
to
what did
your
they do to him?
quarters?
Tell me, come on.
My brave
They threw him
captain.
into one of the cells of Tartarus. No one dared to judge him. They wanted the story to die. They wanted the story to die down first. Almost everyone felt sorry for him, but few wished to live side by side with such a man. Joshua disappeared a few days later. Around the same time, several smugglers' boats left the island. No one saw him in the boats, and that's what started the rumors of his death. So you believe
Should
he's
we go
alive,
to
right?
your quarters?
I'll just say that
My
the others
brave
will
captain.
surely tell you so as well. No one ever found his body. Maybe he did die. He did hide at the bottom of one of the boats, or maybe they'll slit his throat in that. Maybe they slit his throat in that cell and fed him to the crabs. The fact that he vanished at the same time those traders set sail points more to the first option. There are no such coincidences, and maybe he let something slip about his plans to someone. If he ran, then he ran, leaving his newborn daughter here, which in its own way makes sense. An infant might not have survived the journey to Cuba in a flimsy boat, but he surely meant to come back for her. I wouldn't know, my friend. If Joshua Casper spoke to anyone in those days, it could only have been his jailers, but they have all long since left this sinful world. Oh, and yes, one day Padre Domingo came to see him. He was the priest for the whites before Brother Julian. Was he planning to confess something? Guess he was afraid he would die during the escape. I can't shed a light on what I don't know, my friend. And Domingo won't be telling you anything either. He's been dead for about 15 years now, right? Maybe someone hit him on the head. Maybe he just drank himself to death. He was quite fond of that. But maybe Domingo kept a journal, or told his brother Julian about that conversation with Joshua. We need to talk to him, Charles, right? And the sooner the better. I don't even know what to think about going back to the ship until we have dealt with this. If there is anything left to figure out, Julian might not even know about it. But we'll get to the bottom of it, right? Thank you, Jimset. I'm always at your service, my friend. But let me give you both piece of advice, and what is that? When you're out hunting, don't wander too deep into the thickness. You might never find your way out. Remember that, Shaman. And now, farewell. Okay, I gotta save because my video is gonna end anyway, so thanks again for watching. Next up, we're gonna go to the Church of the Justice Island. So, have a good day, and bye-bye.